Hello, everyone. So, today, welcome in. If you're new here, my name is Kim, aka Miss Synchronicity, and if you're coming back, then welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the idea surrounding what a creator decree is all about. So, I'm going to talk you through 8 steps of what I believe the creator's decree can entail and help you to be able to decree this very powerful space for yourself so that you can become the creator of your own universe. You can become the sole creator of your own life and not necessarily give in to so many distractions or obstructions in the way of what makes you feel good and what helps you to express yourself in the world and be unique and be yourself. I think this is so key right now because so many of us think we have to be like everybody else in some kind of way in order to fit in, but I think it's the absolute opposite when it comes to true consciousness. True consciousness wants, and I'm talking about divine consciousness, source consciousness, sky consciousness, earth consciousness, actually wants us to be ourselves no matter how crazy and weird and wacky that might look to some people. It's important because deep down at the core, when we get into the core of who we are, this creator, we are powerful beyond measure and we are able to create the life of our own dreams that no one else could ever have told us how to do it. It's something inside of us deeply. And so I want to talk to you about the creator decree and how you can become the creator of your life. All right? So the creator decree is a type of consciousness that can see things for what they really are. Okay, it's seeing beyond the physical distractions, seeing beyond the social, political distractions into life as it really is, because everything is energy at the core. A state of being in your heart is allowing for, the state of being in your heart allows for you to see things as they really are, because when you're in your heart, when you're in universal love, you're able to see that life is created mainly, if we were to give it a label for anything at all, it would be for love, it would be for expression, it would be for truth, it would be for wisdom, all of these great things. But actually, when we look deeper, we see that everything is energy. I'll touch on that in just a little bit, but for now I want to talk about seeing things as they really are. So going beyond any of the triggers, going beyond any of the emotional, mental blockages that make us project onto the world, make us project onto ourselves something about us, maybe even be harsh on ourselves surrounding a way of being, you know? It's kind of like just being hypercritical of everything all the time, which isn't in a state of seeing things as they really are. It's in a state of negativity and stress and trauma, most likely. When you see things as they really are, you kind of have more of a floaty feeling. It's like this is the creator decree. This is what we're aiming for, is to get to a floaty state of being where the past, your past, becomes more like a movie that you watched, and it's not something that you're so identified with anymore. And moving forward, everything that you knew in the past, including your relationships with family, with friends, all of that stuff, it gets to melt away. And if it's meant to be in your life, it will present itself to you and you'll be able to just hold pure understanding there for these things in your life. There'll no longer be this strain anymore. It's kind of like we're becoming, saying the creator decree, affirming it every single day as a part of your being, allows you to become this white light being that isn't so affected by literally hardly anything at all. It's more of an observer of the thoughts, of the emotions, of the situations around it, because it sees things for what they really are. It sees the overarching view of everything. Okay, so that's step number 1. Step number 2 is knowing what I am, knowing what you are at the core. It's not about where you've been. It's not about your history, your lineage, your family. I mean, those things are important, yes, to a degree, but this second stage is kind of where we go beyond the tribe. We go beyond the people that we've known, that we come from. We be what we are at a divine core. And this is something that, if you're part of a culture or a lineage, they have a hard time with this in a way, because blood is everything. You know, lineage is everything, and knowing where you come from is everything. But some of us don't know that 100% for a reason, because we're not meant to grip on to what we were in the past. We're not meant to necessarily grip on to what our ancestors did. We're meant to be what we are, what we came here to be at the core, which is that divine divinity I am presence that sees all and carries that transformative energy wherever it goes. It's kind of like a tree. If you look at a tree, they're more than just timber. They're more than just there to create a beautiful environment. They do so many things, you know, they create oxygen for us, but they also transform negative emotions into positive ones. And you can think about that as that's the end goal of this creative decree, is kind of how you are. You be kind of like a resounding energy that just vibrates out, and any energy that touches you that's negative, gets transformed through you. And that's that I am presence. That's truly what it's able to do, because it is that powerful. It's when you know that that's what you're here for, that's the stage you're at, you've gone beyond all of the connections, the things that keep you who you are and connected to this tribe that's not necessarily who you are. You get to be free, you get to be liberated, you get to be sovereign. And so that's whatever it is to you, the I am presence at the core, it is light though. The I am presence is truth, is consciousness, it's light. You can see that your I am presence sees everything as white light. It sees everything as energy first. And that energy first is just vibrating slower and slower and slower into a hand. It's vibrating slower and slower and slower into a book. It's vibrating slower and slower and slower into a microphone. Okay? Everything is energy. Everything that we see as physical matter is actually energy vibrating at a slow pace. And as the creator, this is very important. As honing in on your creative decree, this is very important to understand, because you can start to create energy for yourself. You can start to create things. The unbelievable becomes believable, and more so than that, it becomes a reality. So number 3, we've already talked about. Everything is energy, all right? So without having to focus on what physically is in your environment, because sometimes the physical makes us feel kind of trapped. It makes us feel small. But actually, if you start to see that the physical beyond the physical, it's still energy everywhere. Still energy everywhere. You can focus on energy foremost. Coming back to that energy is first, we can start to feel that even just the physical we can share love with the walls, we can share love with the air particles. All of it is coming from the same consciousness energy, and there's no trap here. It may feel like that because you're in a body, and sometimes you just feel bigger than your body and you want to kind of grow and just be everywhere all at once, but you kind of already are, and it's just about getting over that illusion of the physical, of the being separate kind of thing. So everything is energy. Number 4, once energy is found, once you see things for what they really are, once you understand fully that I am presence, and it's a big one to understand, it's life's journey. So once the energy is found, it can be slowed down. So this is where you start to actually use your powers as a creator. This is where the decree becomes more than just words. It becomes creation. You can do it right now with me. You can think about energy just coming here to this space and just imagining through this space energy, whatever way it presents itself to you, moving, vibrating, colour, maybe just a particle. And you begin to slow that energy down to a flower, to become an ice cube, to become water. And once you've done that, you just focus in on that particle of slowed down energy, and you really see it for what it is. You see all parts of it, you hear it, you feel it. And this is the tradition, this is the beginning of a tradition where people can actually create things out of nothing. This is where water turns into wine, you know, the myths, the legends that go along with all of that. It actually comes to that place where you begin to believe the unbelievable, because it actually is possible. And why you'd want to believe in the unbelievable is if it resonates with you, if it feels like this is the next level of understanding that I'm here to experience, because there's all kinds of levels to this creative decree, to consciousness, to evolution. So number 5 is the creator decree is for people who want to live a simple life of joy and peace. Number 6, it is also able to make the unbelievable believable, a truthful reality of enlightenment. So it's not just about joy and peace, although those are the main things, and it's not just about a simple life, it's actually about making the miraculous happen. With this creator decree, it's like you take the I am presence in you and you see the I am presence all around you. You become the creator of your life and you create things all around you, because you know everything is energy, and energy comes first in every single scenario. Number 7 is letting go of all you've known. This one I'd say is going back to number 2, number 3, and is what takes the most practice, because we are very much trained to be part of community, and yet we feel so disconnected from community. It's this double-edged sword. But we do very much care about what our peers think, what our family thinks, what our friends think, and this is actually asking you to go beyond what they think. This is asking you to really tap into who you are and actually kind of let those relationships no longer have a hold over you. Actually let them go, and if they're meant to be in your life, they will be. If not, you have to find a way to make some peace with that. Know that that memory, that gold that you shared with them at one point or another still lives on in your heart, and that's why the very first step is a state of being in the heart. That creative decree is coming to you from being in the heart, is with you by being in the heart. Because you know that once you go past your family, once you go past your friends, all of that you've attracted into your world, you realize that it's not just those people that are your family, it's everyone becomes your brother, everyone becomes your sister. And that's the kind of mentality we're trying to get to, because in today's day and age, it's very, very much, this is my family, this is my blood, this is how we're going to do this. It's not going to go out of the family. Everyone else is peasants, we are kings and queens. No, everyone is king and queen. Everyone. They just haven't owned it. Some of them haven't owned it yet. But so this is why it's so important that you own it, because you might not realize it, but you might not be owning it because of your bloodline, because of your ancestry, because of where you grew up, because of where you come from, because of your family, because of what they think about you, because of your friends, because of what they think about you. That's not how we get to our creative decree, is by listening to what they think about us. We get to our creative decree by going beyond what anyone's observations, perception of us are, and allowing ourselves to be exactly what the I am presence expresses itself to be through us. And it looks very unique and wild at times, and scary at times, and amazing at times. So this is one of the hardest parts, is to let go of all you've known and come into a state of unknowingness. Where am I going? I don't know. I'm just floating through life, and I have to be okay with it. And that's where we come more into the flow, into the feminine. You don't just go with the flow, you be the flow. You be the flow. All right? Letting go of all you've known is helpful in becoming and staying in the Creator's decree. This Creator's decree we're going to affirm at the end here. I hope you're getting some ideas now about what this Creator's decree is all about. It's something that you decree for yourself. It's something you own. It's something you be. Something you are already. You just haven't necessarily claimed it. And when you don't claim something in life, when you don't take responsibility in life, responsibility and ownership is taken for you and from you. So 7, letting go of all you've known is helpful in becoming and stating the Creator's decree. So it's kind of like everything you've done up until this point in your life, everything you've become up until this point in your life, you get to recognize it for having brought you where you are, and then you get to just let it all go. It no longer has any ties to you. It doesn't affect who you're becoming, because who you're becoming is what you're creating. You've been molded by society, you've been molded by family, you've been molded by friends, you've been molded by acquaintances, you've been molded by all of that stuff. We've learned that actually that was helpful to get to where we are now, but where we're going is where we've actually got to take that responsibility for ourselves and say, I'm not going to shut out the world, I'm still going to listen, but I'm first and foremost going to decree my Creator's I am, presence and ability, and I'm going to create my future, my present from that space. Nothing else gets to do that for me anymore. I am a sovereign being of light. I see everything else as light. Nothing else actually has to have a hold on me anymore. And when you got to work through some triggers, you still can decree this Creator, that being that you are. So this is a journey. This isn't something that you just do once and it just all goes away. It takes time and time and time again to decree the I am Creator that you are. So 8, we're going to move on to the last stage now of the Creator's decree. Your old life begins to melt away. It begins to seem like a movie you watched. It's kind of like a movie you watched. It's not so important to you anymore. It carries love in your heart. Remember 1, it carries that love in your heart, but that's it. And all of the other stuff, it may still come up. You may still get random memories that are like, whoa, that was a painful memory, and gotta release that, and I can forgive that because I can forgive. I can love myself when others wouldn't love me, and I can love myself knowing that I went through something very difficult. So all kinds of memories are going to come your way when you're doing this Creator's decree that you just have to maybe witness, and then you let go. You let go, you let go, you let go, you let go. Every single time you witness and you let go. And it becomes easier and easier and easier. It gets quicker and quicker and quicker. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it takes shorter. Remember, this is a life's work. Life's work, life's work, life's work, life's work. But eventually, all of this stuff that you've experienced in your past becomes like a movie, and you get to move on now. You get to realize that, oh, I make my reality every single day, and it's not predicated on what I experienced in the past. It's not predicated on who I know. It's not predicated on who judges me. It's not predicated on what society does. It's predicated on what I, the Creator, decree it to be. It's predicated on what I, the Creator, decree it to be. Your old life begins to seem like a movie you watched. Kind of floats away. You become like a floating light, angelic light that only ever sees, like a tree, for example. Yes, some of them may be a bit more aloof. Like if you've ever taken the time to connect with a tree in the forest or in your garden, some of them will have more of a friendly atmosphere. Some of them might be a bit more aloof or freaky or scary. You know, it's the same with human beings, but I guess what I'm trying to say is they're doing so much work for us that we need to be thankful and respectful of them. And they're also kind of like our role models, trees. They withstand so much. They've been here as these wise guardians for so long. And we do well to recognize them for what they are, actually, instead of just seeing them as, you know, always just about a building material. They're more than just that. They're so much more than just that. And it's the same with us. We're more than just building material, more than just money makers. We're more than just people that have relationships. We are co-creators with the divine energy of source. We are the I am presence. We are a god. We are a goddess. We are a king. We are a queen. We are all of that. You need to claim your power back. Reclaim that power. Know who you are as a creator in the light of life. Every moment you're creating. So if your life begins to fade away in the background, it might seem a little bit scary. It might seem a little bit like, well, I want to hold on to this. And I'll be honest with you, it comes in cycles. Like every 7 years, you'll get like a bump of energy that just makes you want to look into your past and see everything you've done and see, maybe even want to connect with old people that you knew and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine, but just remember that it's probably something that your ego or whatever part of you want to call it wants to hold on to and say, this is safe though, this is what I know. I don't know this stuff. I don't know what consciousness wants for me. I don't know what I want from me. I'm kind of a noob in this area. Well, it's better to be on a ladder, starting at the bottom of the ladder that you do want to climb, rather than being on a ladder that you're already halfway up or almost at the top that you don't actually want to climb. Like it's basically society's ladder and it's not your ladder. You don't want to be on that ladder. You want to be on your own ladder. You want to be on the one that your soul has chosen, right? And only you know that. No one else can know that at all. And society can't know that. Your family, your parents can't know that. Your brothers, your sister can't know that. Your friends, they don't know that. You know that. Only you know that. Only you know that. So when the bad memories fade away and maybe some of the good memories stay just in your heart as a place of, wow, I'm glad I experienced that. But I can let that go and I can say, I'm ready to move on. I'm grateful for what I experienced and I'm ready to create my life in the way that I want to create it because I'm a sovereign creator being. Here's 2 statements we can finish with in order to really feel this creator decree that we are, that we claim here and now. And it's powerful and it has all kinds of things in there you're going to experience along with this. So just go easy on yourself with what comes with this because it's a big energy. You're calling in your divinity. You're calling in your I am presence. You're calling in your co-creative creator presence decree. You're decreeing it. It's powerful. It's authentic. It's truthful. When you get into that heart space and you really feel into the fact that you are the creator of your life and your world. Here's 2 affirmations I'm going to leave you with. Really spend some time with these if you're feeling resonant with this being this creator decree. Not everyone's ready for this. Some people are trying to get to this, but they don't know how. Other people are lost and they don't know what else to do, so they just distract themselves in the world. And really, I think it comes down to being quite simple. We just have to claim it. We have to claim who we are. And every day work towards releasing the triggers, releasing the traumas, releasing the things that hold us back from claiming this every single moment of every single day. So, with me, if you like, you can say this. I am the creator of my own universe. I am the creator of my own universe. I am the creator of my own universe. Everything within this universe comes from the light of consciousness that I am. Everything within this universe comes from the light of consciousness that I am. Everything within this universe comes from the light of consciousness that I am. Both internally and externally, but we're really focusing on the internal light because we're sending our gaze into our light. So you can send your gaze into your navel. That's where your power seat is. Really claim that center. Really expand your chest. Open yourself to your inner light. No matter how dark the world gets, you'll always have that light inside of you. You will be the creator if you do create. And that's all I got for you. So thank you. Much love, peace, and joy to you. And let me know in the comments anything that resonates with you. Okay, I'll see you next time. Peace and love to you.